To make a hot and make morning C Grover and DJ Devin. Mike's cutting out. Yeah, probably I'm just talking too quiet. Sorry, I'm mumbling a bit. Let me check the volume too. Can crank the volume a little bit, which will make the what you call it, not cut it off. Get that pointed a little better as well, hopefully. Okay, yeah, so Adafruit website's having some issues, but I don't have any ability to do anything about that. Alright, let me check one more thing here. What is this? Okay. What else? Put this, make this a little bit smaller. And where's the other one? It's over here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Last thing is I would like some tunes. We'll start there. See where that gets us. All right. So good morning. DJ Devin, C. Grover, how's it going, my friends? Let's see. For anybody that might be new, just in case, my name is Tim. I go by Foamy Guy on GitHub and Discord, as well as Twitch, although on Twitch it's longer because I was not first to the game, so it's Foamy Guy _Twitch. YouTube is a weird one. It's kind of like Foamy Guy sometimes, but not Foamy Guy sometimes. Anyway, what I typically work on this stream every morning, Saturday mornings around 10 a.m. Central Time, is CircuitPython related stuff. If you don't know what CircuitPython is, you can learn more at circuitpython.org. This is the main website for the project. This is basically an implementation of Python that runs on tiny computers called microcontrollers, which we can see a bunch of depicted over here on the downloads page. All these devices that run CircuitPython, typically they're going to plug into your computer with a USB cable. It'll show up like a thumb drive. On that thumb drive, there'll be a little Python code file, and you can edit that code file. And then when you save it, the computer that's inside these chips will actually interpret and execute that Python code for you, which is pretty crazy. It can interface with all sorts of extra peripherals as well, because lots of these microcontrollers come with all sorts of I/O pins that allow them to hook up to other sorts of electronic doodads, you know, lights, RGB, glowy things, buttons, beepers, buzzers, sensors, screens, touch overlays, any kind of little electronic widget that you can imagine. Pretty much you can connect to a microcontroller and then interact with, using the Python code if you're running a microcontroller that supports CircuitPython. So head there, learn more. Thank you as always to Adafruit. Their website is down right now, but if you wait a little bit and head to adafruit.com, that's their main website. They are the ones who are primarily supplying the financial backing for CircuitPython. They're paying the team of folks who work on the project. CircuitPython is free to use and it's an open source project, but they are paying the folks who work on it. So huge thanks to them as always. And huge thanks to everyone who purchases hardware from them, which you can ordinarily do at adafruit.com on their website. Unfortunately, can't stick for the whole stream, but I wanted to ask, would you be able to have time? Template engine HTTP server. Possibly. Monday is most likely the next time I'll be taking a look at more PRs. So I will try to remember template engine HTTP server. I tried out one of them actually. I tried out the believe it was the template engine one. Let me take a quick peek. What are they? Let me refresh my memory here. So one of them I did look at. I don't think I ever left a comment. Well, that's a little generic, isn't it? Anyway, the short answer is possibly on Monday. I won't today, most likely. And I don't know how much I'll be doing tomorrow on CircuitPython, but possibly Monday. I'll take a look. Does this really not get you there? I guess because we don't have GitHub. I should get in a better habit of like typing these URLs. AP example. Oh, okay, hosting the access point. Oh, I mean, honestly, I pretty much trust Anecdata, truthfully. So that one's probably pretty quick. I'll still take a look at some point. What are they, just 9? I guess it's mostly examples. Is that the rest of the connection manager ones? Okay. And then template engine, I do think I took a look at. But I was like in the middle of trying to make something else work. I didn't really take a look at it with an eye towards evaluating it. I just was using it and checked out the PR one. So I have used this one a little bit, but not like a whole lot. Okay. Yeah, consider those kind of on the list for Monday. I mean, I can't promise it if other things pop up ultimately, but as long as I don't get higher priorities from somewhere else, then yeah, try to get those on Monday. So today, though, what I'm working on is going to be in Circup, although this right here is kind of what underpins it. Shop is down, but learn and blog are up. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I haven't really thought about it that much, but I assumed they were separate, or I assumed they were kind of like same server. All the ones that are like Adafruit.com at least. Adafruit.io, I think, is a different PLD, but I don't know for sure. Maybe it redirects or something. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for all the neat continued contribution of neat stuff in the server and the templating engine. Okay, so what I want to work on today is inside Circup, and it specifically is Circup's ability to load library examples. And the work that kind of underpins this is what's on my screen right here, which is in CircuitPython build tools. For anybody that doesn't know, CircuitPython build tools is a tool that gets used most typically just in like actions runs. Usually, I don't think this gets used for too much locally unless you're like checking it out and doing development with it or something. But this is the tool that does build the bundles into the MPY zips that you ultimately can download from the bundle release page, you know? So like, can even maybe just go here, it will link. So like libraries, so like these bundles right here that let you download both from this page, circuitpython.org libraries, but also just from like the bundle. What? I think I just like back real fast. There we go. Ultimately, these ones too, like the ones that get attached to here, these get built with CircuitPython build tool. And then the other thing that gets built with this, I'm pretty sure, is actually on individual libraries. So like, you know, if we do go back to HTTP server library and we look on the release page for that, there's zips here too. This is like HTTP server specifically if you want to download just the one library rather than downloading the whole bundle, which is what you would find over here on the bundle release page or on the circuitpython.org/libraries. Those all get built, those two things get built with CircuitPython build tool. So last week I made a change in CircuitPython build tool to change the way that the examples work. Previously, we could even maybe... So specifically for the bundles, not so much for the individual libraries, but specifically the bundles, if we go grab one that's a couple of days old, We'll scooch this for now. Okay, so this is the old one. And inside of here, we basically have all of the examples for all of the repos, all kind of just dumped in this one folder, with the exception of any examples that are in a folder inside of their own examples folder. So like inside of the camera repo, inside of examples, there's another folder called camera. I'm assuming this is PyCamera. It could be something else, but I'm not actually sure. Or inside of the clue, it looks like there's probably a folder called clue slideshow, or maybe that's in the slideshow repo. So like those subfolders that are in those libraries, those get brought through, but we don't know which goes with what library, right? Like which library is this for, or fonts, or GPIO or whatever. We can't really tell from the old way. The new way, they're now separated into subfolders for the actual library. So it is the shorthand name of the library. It's not the full name. So if we look like PyCamera, let's say, we could take a look and see if that one was actually there. There's PyCamera. So now inside of here, yeah, we have basic camera, camera, filter, even, that's another one, overlay, curio, viewer, web camera, web settings explorer. So all of these are now inside of PyCamera. And if we go to like a simple one, like let's just say a random sensor, BME, whatever, those are now inside of like BME 680. There's the two examples that exist for that library. What I would like now, the next part of this, is I would like to be able with Circup to go Circup, whatever the name of the command is. For now, I'm just going to say example. Maybe it'll stick with that. Maybe not. Example's not really like a verb, so I don't know if it's the best. But anyway, Circup example, and then you would do something like, what's that thing? You would do something like, let's say BME 680. You'd be like BME 680, and then maybe slash, and then BME 680 spy. And I would like tab completion to work here as well. So if I press tab at this point, I would like it to, well, at this point exactly, it would have to choose between these two, but 680 underscore, and then if you got to SP, which in this case you're not have that much left, but I would like a tab completion to work as well, but you would do spy, something like that. And then that's going to go grab that example from inside the bundle, and it's going to load it onto your device. Probably just under its existing name. Maybe warn you if it's going to like overwrite something. So that's kind of the idea I'm aiming for. Let me catch up on the chat as well. Just saying a new bundle now. Check it out. Fix some PRs that should be pretty quick to go through on requests. Going to cover some of the updates for the examples folders. Nice to get a walkthrough of the changes. Yeah, I'm a walkthrough just that much. The result of the changes, not necessarily the code. You can check the PR if you're interested in the code, but it's I mean the code is not that interesting, truthfully, or exciting. It's kind of just slip in the folder in the right place. Snag bundle now. Late to the party. Does Circup now install? No, but that's what we're trying to do. Is I would like it to. So hopefully we get there. This has to already have a fresh bundle. Yeah, so Circup, I mean, for those that don't know, Circup does support tab completion with install, right? So Circup install Adafruit. So like I just press tab right there, and then let's say, like, I don't know, N. So I tab twice, and that got us like, here's all the ones that are in. Maybe we're saying Neo Trellis. We go Neo, except we have actually a bunch of things that are Neo, don't we? So maybe let's say Nunchuck. Right, you got none and then tab, and I guess so install does support that. I just want the same thing on the example command once the example command exists. Which in my working example right here, this gets us almost to be caught up to where we're at in the code too, which is that the only thing I really have so far is a stubbed method. Like I can call this method, this command, circup example, and then I can pass that BME 680 like we were talking about, but it just prints out right now. And there is no tab. If I press tab right now, nothing happens. I can run that. I don't have a device plugged in, so we get that error. Let me plug the device in. Just getting a little impatient. I heard the doodaloo finally, so there we go. Now that it actually is connected and my computer sees it as a drive, I can run that command and it just prints this out. So I think I'm actually going to work on the tab completion first, which feels a little backwards in my head, truthfully. So I think I'm inclined a little bit more so to work on the copying first, because it's kind of like the business end, but I think the tab completion will be an easier thing and a easier place to start, and I think some of the logic and code that comes from the tab completion actually might end up being helpful in the... This is speaking of those request examples, I'm just going to overwrite this one for now, though, so that it doesn't do that every time I restart. Yeah, I think we're going to go completion first. And so the way I want completion, so we need to build a big... I've never done this before with click, but I looked at the code for... the install completion. I'll show you here. Completion for install. I don't know why it opened in the other side. I know. So this takes in the incomplete string. In the case of install, it basically gets a list of all of the libraries that are in the bundle. In all the bundles? I think actually all the libraries that are in all the bundles that you have. So it's like, Adafruit, community, CircuitPython, and then any that you've added, like the font one or anything else. Module names equals... Okay, so it's basically just replacing the .py. So like in the list here, everything's got a .py. Well, maybe not everything. I mean, something should be MPY, you'd think, right? I don't know. Okay, but we're doing the completion here, right? But it is still weird. I guess it must be choosing... Somehow it must be choosing the Python bundle over the MPY bundle. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure why these would all be Python instead of MPY, but it is replacing that with nothing so that it's kind of just truncating the end. If incomplete, so if there is some value that was passed in, module names equals name for name in module names if it starts with. So loop over module names, name for name. I always struggle. This is like kind of Pythonic, I guess, but frankly, I do personally find it a little bit challenging to follow. So name for name in module names. So we're looping over module names, but only we're looping over all of them, but we're only putting the ones in the list that match this. So if the name as we loop starts with incomplete, then we put that name into the list ultimately, which is module names, which then gets sorted and returned. So we basically need to return a list, and then, well, we need to like do this kind of thing to match up with the incomplete thing. We need to return a list of possible values based on what the user has typed so far. But our list needs to be different. This list here is going to be all of the library names, which is not what we want. We want all of the example names. I think that we should make a new one of these. So get bundle versions. Let me print this real fast. That's going to be a big list, I think. Interesting. Okay, that took a long time, but it did eventually actually tab complete, but it didn't print anything. Would it not print anything? We need to click echo instead of print? So, I would say it feels too slow. It feels slower than normal. So I guess that just gets consumed somewhere. I don't know. That's just like gone to the ether. It's not going to standard out or whatever, so we don't get to see it. Yeah. Dictionary. So I think that is a dictionary of... The keys are library names. Split status codes into own example. Nice. Through the newly curated examples folder in the bundle, I'm more likely to look there now. Well done. Yeah, for sure. I think it's... I definitely like it that way as well. I start a lot. Basically, all of my projects start from the closest example from a library. Pretty much everything I do is like find the example that is kind of the closest to doing one of the things, you know, at least one of the things I want, and then grab that, run it, and then start changing it. And so like so I usually just Google it, pull it up on GitHub, and then get it from there. But I think this will simplify the workflow a lot. All right, man, I wish we could print this. Can I just f.write it? That feels pretty bad, but... Because, like, it's a dictionary, though, so I don't... If we just f.write, can you... I mean, it's not a string, right? Is it gonna... Is it's gonna call .string or whatever? Oh, it doesn't like that. Expected string got dicked. I mean, we could string it, but is that gonna... I don't know if I need to erase this. Like, I don't really know how any of this works. Oh, that went way faster. Okay, so that print was, like, taking time. It's interesting. Available modules. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Can see this. This works, right? This is pretty much a print. I'm fine with this. I mean, it's a little weird. Okay, so yeah, the keys are the name of the libraries. And then ultimately there's a path, which is the other bit that gets used, which is a path on this instance. You know, this is path on my computer to that library, which in this case is a Python file. So what we want for examples is basically the same thing. We want a dictionary, but the keys are going to be all the examples with the slash. So it'll be like library name slash example name. That will make sure they're all unique as well. And then, well, they should be unique because the naming convention. I guess that's why we have the naming convention on the examples. Okay, so the key will be library slash example name, and then the value, we really don't need all of this stuff. We could get away with just like path only, I think. I don't think we care about the rest of this. Do we? Key bundle? I guess bundle, I mean... I'm mostly interested in the Adafruit bundle. We should make it work for all the bundles, though, I guess. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Bundle. Key. Adafruit CircuitPython bundle. URL. All right, how does this get built? So build, let's look inside of here. Get bundle versions. All the modules is a dictionary that's empty. For bundle in bundles list. This gets passed in. Interesting. Where were we? Oh, geez. Okay. That's unfortunate. Where were we? Okay, so we came from completion. Let me get my other side open to the completion thing here. That's going to be duplicate. We want to duplicate this. So we have passed in get bundle list, get bundles list. Comes from command utils. Can I just call that? What is that? That's going to be, I mean, the name would suggest a list of bundles, obviously. Oh, I would like IPython, please. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, I guess. Why don't we have IPython? Speaking of tab completion, I would like it on the REPL as well. All right, my pip is super slow, though. I don't know why that is. Been noticing this lately. I need to figure something out. I don't really know what to do about that. Maybe try to uninstall it and reinstall it? Okay. Well, while that's going, I guess we'll go old school. So can we just, do we need like from Circup dot command? Okay, so we got some here actually. This could be worse. Import, we want get bundles list. Is that successful or this? Okay, interesting. Okay. More than one line would be nice, but that's fine. So key, so it's a list of dictionaries. Each dictionary has a key called key, a URL zip. So this got included in the other thing. This got included right here. This is this object. So bundle just got tacked on as bundle, which is fine. We could do that again. We can just keep that. I mean, it's a lot of, I don't know if we really need all of that information passing through, but okay. So back to completion. Get bundle versions takes a bundles list and a void download. Returns a dictionary of metadata from the modules in the latest known release of the library bundle. As long as this is not false, at which point it just uses what you got, I guess. Uses the Python version rather than the compiled versions. Okay, so we're looping the bundles. So this is get bundle versions. Yeah, I think we want another one of these. We want def get bundle examples. I don't know why is this called, I don't know why this is called version. A dictionary of metadata. Should this not be like get bundle metadata? Get bundle modules metadata or something? So then searching the library in GitHub brings up the, yeah, that's true. Get your two Arduino libraries. Anyway, the name of that's not the point, but I do think maybe that's not the best name. Bundles list. We will just do this the same way, I think. That one's gonna return a dictionary of metadata from examples in all the bundles, in all of the bundles specified by bundles list argument. this. We can copy both of these, actually. We can actually copy that last one as well, too, but we'll change it a little bit. There's a dictionary metadata about the examples available in the library bundle. Okay. Want that. So we're going to start out the same. We're going to say kind of build a dictionary, then loop the... Be right back. Yeah. Hands are cold. Got some gloves. Okay, so we're going to build a dictionary. We're going to loop all the bundles in the bundles list. If not, avoid download, then we can ensure latest bundle on it. All of that is going to be the same. And then... Actually... Is this doing all the bundles? Does tab completion work on the other bundles? Circup install Cedar Grove? Yes. Okay. Wow. You got a lot of libraries going Cedar Grove. That's awesome. Okay. So this is, so for a second there I was double guessing myself. I was thinking, does this just only works specifically on the Adafruit Python bundle, but I guess what that's saying is, like, is it a Python bundle as opposed to a MPY bundle? Or not. So if not, avoid download. If not, avoid download. So if avoid download is false, so if we want to download, then we're gonna download. But, or... the bundle.libdir hi is dir. There must be a folder. Bundle libdir pi. Interesting. So it's kind of like, does this bundle have a Python version? If not, then we have to download it, basically. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. So path bundle.libdir pi. Yeah, we can do that. Still path modules. So that's where we're going to change. We'll have a path examples. Path examples. So this has get modules file and then path and logger. Interesting. Get, I mean, let's go with it. Get examples file. I mean, it's not, is it a file? I don't know. Interesting. It's kind of a weird one, but. So we'll do path logger. It's kind of the same thing here. So we need to make that. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click through to here. That got us to share. Def get get examples. Get examples file. I don't know why they call it file though. Get modules file. Get a dictionary containing metadata about all the Python modules found in the referenced file system path. Get a dictionary containing... So it's going to look inside path, and it's going to give you a dictionary of all the Python files it found. We can reuse that by just pointing it to the examples directory? Question mark? Okay, so what if we just said... What if we try to use this? Okay, first of all, let's just comment that for now. Let me just print out path. Get bundle examples. And I can't actually see when it gets printed, actually. So we need to do that F. Need to do this bit, even though it's a little bit weird. All right, we'll do it as F. fdebug.text. Okay. So we need completion, but we need completion for examples. So that was get bundled versions, get bundles list. We are basically going to do available examples equals get bundle examples, get bundles list, and avoid download. True. You don't want to download because we're inside tab completion. That would be slow, I think. Okay, so now when we tab completion example, it should run this for us, which should hopefully print this into the file. So that's the CircuitPython org bundle. I think it overwrote the file. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty that back out. And then I'm going to change this to append so that it will write each one, hopefully with a new line, right? Will it write a new line for me? Guess we'll find out. I mean, I could just give it a new line. Okay, so yeah, I went through each bundle, and it did this, and it got this, which is a path that goes to lib, which is close to what we want. I really wish you could just click in this instead of this tiny thing here. If anyone happens to maintain GNOME file Nautilus or whatever this thing is. It's not searching either. I think it's... Looks right to me, honestly. I think this... So occasionally these just get wrecked also. Let me just try a new one. Huh. And I think that's probably the right thing. It's just not working because File Explorer is a little bit janky. If not download. Yeah, double negatives. Yeah. So I guess we're just gonna ls on that. So that is lib inside of the bundle. If we were to go up by one, that's the bundle itself. And then if we were to go to examples, that is the folder we want to use. So from lib, we go up one and then into examples. So we should probably is there a bundle? I mean, I'm sure there's not already, but we should probably make a, examples dir. Yeah. Not sure if I copied or not. Examples dir platform bundles. examples directory for the platform. Okay, we'll always be doing pi for our platform. The examples aren't MP-wide anyway, so path to the lib directory. So join platform base name. I mean, this is basically it, right? Just examples here, isn't it? It's pretty easy. Okay, so examples dir. No, thank you. Okay, so let's get back to completion. So completion says available examples, which calls get bundle examples. It's time to change the tunes over. Okay. You would want all the examples. So now we'll be able to say examples dir, which should give us the examples directory. And then what we really want is what we really want to end up with. Well, from here, I guess we want the dictionary. So our dictionary gets a key for every folder. Get bundle examples. Let's get bundle version. So I don't need this anymore, I don't think, but I'll keep it maybe. Right, so we had a get modules file, right? So, right, and then this, actually what this does is it gets a dictionary of like all the Python files it finds inside of this path. So it might just work. Maybe. I wish I could see this. Maybe we should try print to std out, maybe, or whatever. Modules debug. Will append create the file? We want path anyway, though. We want... I mean, we don't need the... Do we want the new? Yeah, because it's going to be one per bundle, I guess. Honestly, we might want... We might want more explicit of a separator. It should be one per bundle, I think. So let's see what kind of stuff we get with that. Can I... No. Okay. Thought pretty print would do... Oh. Object's not callable. I wish I could just format this easily. Like, boy. Why can I not format this? Is it because this is not a Python file? That's still pretty terrible as far as formats of dictionaries go. Is that not how you do that? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just take that out, I guess. Beautiful. Okay, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so this is now a dictionary which has one key for every library. Yeah, one key for every library, which has a path into that library. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's basically, that will get us most of the way there. So, path, we're going to call this path examples, path modules, and we don't need to write it anymore now that I've seen it. I guess like debugger is the answer here, right? Instead of trying to like write this stuff to a file. I don't really use the debugger that much. That might really be the answer here. I guess if we would put a breakpoint, I could have just looked at the value or something. I should try to figure that out one of these days. But I mean, we're not like running it, right? I don't know how to debugger it because it's a command line thing. Anyway. So once this gets path modules, then it's going to go for name module in path module items. So that's looping over, I think, the values of the dictionaries. So like name module. So that's looping key value of the dictionary. I'm pretty sure. So we can module. Yeah, I guess module. I mean, ours... Bundle? Ours is just different, though. I shouldn't worry so much. We're getting to the point where we are definitely diverging. So we want to loop these. We want to loop these for lib name, and this is really like metadata. Really, it's like the path, right? The path is really the only thing in here we care about. But it's technically metadata because it has the path and the MPY. So lib name, comma, meta, lib meta data in path examples dot items. So now we want to start building up all the examples. And in that, we want the key to be the library name / the example name. So we need to get a list of all the examples that are inside of the examples directory. I need to find one that has a subdirectory. Where's PyCamera? Okay, so this does not find the subdirectory. Okay. So the easiest, so I'm just going to write the easiest thing first, even though I know it's wrong, because sometimes that helps me think about what will be correct. Okay, so let's write the wrong one first. So the easy one, which is wrong, is we just want to loop over with OS lister all the files that are inside the examples directory, which we can get from accessing path inside of here. So for example, yeah, sure, example file in os.lister lib metadata path. So loop over all of those, and then we want to add all the examples. We want to add a new one, which will be, I like f strings, lib name, and then it will be example / example file. Now, the reason this doesn't really work is because of like PyCamera, it's going to just find the directories. And this, we need to use like os.walk, I'm pretty sure. But let's get the easy one first, and then let's worry about the hard one. It's like a lot of times sometimes I aim too high and then get frozen up before I've actually written any code. Statement seems to have no effect. Yeah, I guess that's true, huh? Okay, so we want to, that's our key. And our value, I guess, is, I mean, the path? The full path, I guess? Yeah, let's go with the full path to the file. Yeah, all the examples. Actually, example file, we would want to remove the .py from this, I guess. Because I don't want you to have to type the .py for the command, and I don't want the command to autocomplete the py. Can't use those quotes again, though. All right, so the full path is path plus path plus all of it, really. Path plus libname plus example file. Okay, so the key should end up being just library name / and then example name with no .py. The value will end up being the full path to that example file. which I think is pretty much all we need. So in the other one we had like path, I think, or something. So once we're done with looping all of those, we would basically just return all the examples, which means we can go back up a step finally. So available examples is all of the examples. Let's just print that out, except for we are still in a completion, so I can't print. I'm going to put it in a Python file this time so that I can then format it easier, hopefully, I think, maybe. So we open that, we'll just open it as, we really only need write this time because we are writing everything, we're not in the loop anymore. So open that, with it open, as f, then we f.write string of available examples, except for I want data equals string. I think that will make it into a valid Python file syntactically so that I could then format it. All right. Skip that. Oh, I opened a new one. That's right. Not a dictionary. Not a dictionary. So lister lib metadata. So lib metadata is not a dictionary that we can access path in. Instead it's like it's a display X gauge. Okay. So the problem is this bundle, there's not a new one. I don't know if there's been a new community bundle either, actually. Can you remove official ones? Can I just remove this one for now? Yeah, there is a new community bundle. I haven't checked it, but the community bundle should have its examples like that too. No. So that's tricky. Because basically, I think our problem is that this bundle, the CircuitPython org bundle, doesn't have the new format. And really, I think the only way to get it to generate the new format is to make a commit in one of its libraries. Make a release. And then it will get automatically done overnight if it succeeds. So I am going to wrap this for loop and then just catch it. Oh, not a... that says directory. I am so blind. Okay, hold on. Not a directory. So lib metadata is a dictionary. And I just can't read. Lib metadata path is not a directory. Okay, I think the end result is the same, though. I totally misread the error type, but I think the root cause is all the same. This bundle's old, and this bundle doesn't have... it's not separated by libraries, so inside of examples, it doesn't find directories, it finds a bunch of Python files. Yeah, okay, so, and I think the solution actually is still the same. Okay, just need to catch the right kind of error. Okay. A directory error. And then in that case, bundle does not have new style examples directory. Just pass. So cannot include its examples. I mean, we could, I guess, put them in the list still, but I would rather just get that one built, because like once that one gets built once, then we don't need this code anymore, basically. For now, we just skip it. All right. Okay, Pi1. Boom, there's all of our data. So if I Control-Alt-L, it does format-ish, kinda, a little bit, but not the best. I'll save it. I will black on it with that. And yeah, that's a little bit better. So, okay, so here's our keys. Yeah. This is exactly what we want here. Okay, so we have library name slash... I don't know why this one has a hyphen, though. That's a little interesting. So library name slash... and then example name. So like BME, I've been looking at a lot. Let's just look at that one. So BME slash, and then there's our two examples, BME 680 simple test, BME 680 spy. And then theoretically, these are paths that go all the way there. I think we're doubled up here though, right? That looks like we're doubled up, I think. I don't think it's actually too deep there, right? Because it would be examples, library directory, then the file should be there. Okay. So we're close. We're not quite there. Okay, so let's get back into here. os.path join path. Just take library name out of here. There we go. All right. Let's hit me with that again. The tab completion means that you can't just like up to your command, because I didn't actually run anything, I just did tab, right? Theoretically, that should have overwritten this, which is now back to ugly-ish again. And then if we go, let me just run that command, I guess, and then we can go black. There we go. Alrighty then. Okay, so bundle, example, library, example file. I think we are there. I think we are right there. We are so close. Okay, so Now, from our completion, we should be returning the sorted list. We should get the keys of our dictionary. We should find any keys that match the incomplete, and then we should sort any of the ones that do match, and then that is what we are returning. All right, so comment that, and then so we can basically we can basically just for loop the dictionary, or yeah. So is this making a is module names a list or a dictionary? Okay, I think I'm gonna try to do it a little bit differently, maybe. So we basically, available example keys. Available example keys, that is our list of things. So we want to match against that. So let's start saying like matching examples equals, so we can say list, so we can say let's go example. It's not a, is it a name? I mean, it's kind of like a path more than a name. I'm going to call it path. Example path for example path in available examples dot keys, but we also, if example path dot starts with incomplete. Okay, yeah, which I don't necessarily care for this syntax too much, but it matches this one. I'm kind of inclined to use it. I think in my mind I would probably, like, I'm happy to break this up into like 2 or 3 lines with an actual for loop, but I don't know. So that will be sorted matching examples. Okay, so the tab completion might actually work here. Circup, example, BME, I'll do BME 6, tab. Oh, that is so beautiful. Simple test? Oh, that is so amazing. Look at that. Whew, that is awesome. Okay, so like we could say maybe requests. Okay, so what do we got? RE. So we got register. Ah, okay, so that's interesting. One thing is it will show you the full list. I mean, that's kind of cool, actually. That gets us to requests, and then maybe we say, what? I don't know. Let's say requests. Let's say Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, so our our subdirectories are still not there, right? That's true. It's true. We got BME 280, we got BME 680. So if we go to tab, we got normal mode, simple test. Okay, that's freaking sweet. And we know now that all we need to do, yeah, I'm so glad that I did the tab completion first, because all we need to do on the install now is build up this exact same dictionary, and then whichever thing they pass in, once they actually send the command, we look for that key in the dictionary, and the value is the path to the file. So we should be able to just copy that file over, and we're good to go. But we also do not have, we also still have that wrong solution of lister. We should fix that. That's not really where I wanted to go. What is back? I never remember. It's too many buttons. It's like Control Alt something. there's a key code, but I can never. I should change it. I might have even changed it at one point. I should put it on the mouse somehow. That would be pretty sweet. I've got some extra buttons here. Sweet. I know what it is. That's annoying. I wish I could just go back though. I mean, I could, if I find the right spot in this list, I guess I can get back, but it's like, it's kind of a huge list. We actually got pretty lucky there. Examples. That's our lister right there. So we don't really want lister. We want lister like recursive kind of basically. So I'm pretty sure os.walk is the answer. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't readable, is it? Like, I don't understand why Python is sometimes written like this. There's so, like, what, to parse this, you're like looking at these chunks like this, which is just so difficult in my brain. Expand user files? So, yeah, it's using walk, though. But walk itself, so like lister just returns you a list, which is easy to work with. Walk returns you a dictionary, I believe. Glob. Is that only one level, though, or is that going to do the subdirectories too? Glob.glob. What is that name, though? What is up with that? And there's a glob 0 and a glob 1 also. Nice. Very descriptive. But, okay, but we need a path. This says pathlib path root directory.glob. Directory path. So this would then be root directory. Not actually root directory, but like library directory. .glob, and then that says just dot. No, that says star. Glob val. Okay, so then we're inside the loop. We're inside the inner loop here, so we're path glob debug glob val. Generator. I wish there was like a print all or something that you could give a generator and it would like loop over it and print them all instead of this. This does not feel very helpful to me. Unary plus? What is a unary plus? Eh? Oh. Wait, is thing a generator also? Oh, but I'm appending. Shoot, I need to delete this. Okay. Let's say requests. But I want real requests. No, it's only one level. It's giving me... It's the same thing as Lister, right? This does not do anything useful over Lister. It's full paths, maybe, instead of just the ending or something, but it's like the same thing. It doesn't really help. Okay, so os.walk, I think, is going to be the answer. I do got to run to the restroom, though, so I'll be back in just a minute. Okay. I'm pretty sure that os.walk is the real answer here, but I also don't remember the exact things that it returns. But we do have all of this set up now to where I can just walk. We do not need this. We don't need to loop, I'm pretty sure. I think we can just walk val. West.walk. Path, which is, let's say, lib metadata path. And then we should be able to just write the walk val. Right. Val. That should be, well, it is a dictionary, I think. String it. But I'm pretty sure it's not a generator. It is a generator. I was wrong. Okay, so we do need all of that stuff, which I just got rid of. It's kind of unfortunate. I wish I could, like, bring it back without getting rid of the new stuff. I guess I can. I just wish it was not as many clicks away, I suppose. Local changes. Where's local changes? Or local history, that is what I mean. Yeah, local history. I want this for loop right here. In fact, we might as well take this too. We don't really need that too, but that's fine. Actually, we need walk val, and then we are still doing thing, actually, so we could have kept that same. That's fine. There we go. Thing. It's append again, so I need to delete this. Okay, so it's a tuple. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, no, the first thing is a tuple. Which is the first item goes to the directory we called it on. So that's basically our argument. And then we get a list of directories, and then we get a list of files. And then, so what we would need to do is basically like also iterate through the directories. Like here, RSA, there's a keys directory. Although the keys directory, in this case, I happen to know what's in it. It doesn't include, oh, wait a minute. No, keys is listed here. So we already did go through it. Ah, okay, so we get one tuple for the top level, and then we get one tuple for each subdirectory already. Nice. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with non-Python files at some point. Okay. There's a good example, Adafruit.io one. Okay, so we would... Okay. So we're going to call walk. On walk's first return thing, I mean on all of walk's return things, we are going to add any .py files we find to our like mega list of all the things, and then when we add it, we need to make sure to also include the subdirectory that it's in. Okay. I'm going to comment this one just so we could revert back to it if we wanted, since it does work for the non-subdirectory ones at least, but then we'll start a new one. So this is what? For walk return value? It seems like a bad variable name, but okay, I don't know. For walk return value in os.walk, lib metadata path, because that's going to return the generator that generates those three tuples that we saw. So we need to loop over those three tuples. Okay. I mean, maybe we could call this level? Walk level? Directory level? Your level? Level. Okay, so then we're gonna be doing kind of fundamentally the same thing as far as like adding something to this, but the thing that we're adding, first of all, we need to loop again. So we're gonna say for dir level, no, for file in dir level 0, 1, 2. So for all those files, those are the ones we want to add. And in order to add it, we need to get how do we always get this part? How do we make sure that we always get the library name and all the subdirectories? I mean, like, I could split this on slash and then, like, search through it until I find the library name, but that feels very elaborate. Oh, got worked by the append again. Maybe that's it. I mean, OS.walk made it, it's definitely made it easier for sure. Like, doing the same thing with os.lister would require an extra level of looping and even more logic, I think. So walk definitely made it easier. It just is still not necessarily easy per se. All right, so what we want is to take this value, split it on the path separator, find the index of the one of that resulting split that is the library name, and then we want to use slicing to say everything from that index forwards is what we want, and then we put that back to a string. So parts, I like to use parts for the name of this variable because I think of it as breaking up this thing into its parts. Parts are the dir level 0 split on os.path.sep. I think. I think that's what we're supposed to use. Split that on that. Lib name index is parts dot index. This equals foo var your where did it occur? s.split on os.path.sep. Okay. Then dot index of fibhensended gives me that. So libname index path, so parts index of libname. And then we're almost there. We want to take that. Let me go parts equal. No, let me go up parts equal, get rid of index. Then let me go parts slice by. So does that go, like if I say 3 colon, is that? So that started at 3, index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. It included 3, and it went to the end. So that's what we want. So we want to take from the index of our library name all the way through to the end. So I'm going to call it slug, as in like the slug, the string that you actually pass to the command. It's probably not the best name. I don't know. That is going to be parts, and then libname index, and then colon, so that we slice off everything else. That is still going to give us a list, so we need to join that back into a string separated by the path separator. And then all the examples slug equals something. So all the examples slug equals, so the file name is on the end. That part's easy. And I guess this part is the first part, which is pretty easy. Okay, so that will be equals os.join the dir level 0 and the file name. os.path.join. I'm gonna actually keep that just in case, but I think we're there at this point. Not quite. So we got further because we have Wi-Fi expanded, which we didn't before. So we got one level deeper, but we didn't get the stuff inside of that. That's interesting. Why did we not get that though? Okay. No. Yeah, that should be fine. That's fine. So something went wrong here. It's like we added the folders, not the files. which before we also added the folders and not the files, but that's because we were using lister. Did I not change the lister part of this? I mean, we're definitely changing it at this point, right? Yeah. So if we try to step through the logic here, we're going for dir level in walk path, which is also what we printed. So, you know, we're looping through each one of these. So the first one, then we go for file in dir level 2, which is empty. So we actually don't loop the first time through, which means we drop back up to this one, which puts us into here. So at this point, we do actually get to go inside of here because we're then looping for each one of these. We should be, right? For file in dir level 2. We split that, we get the index of the library name, we put the slug together. Okay. The slug needs, we need more on the slug. The slug should have the file name too, but without the pi. Okay, and then maybe sorted was, so then the next thing is, now that I understand why we didn't have the right slugs, I'm not sure why we didn't end up with multiple copies of the slugs, but maybe something is smart enough to remove the duplicates. Cannot concatenate list. Okay, fine, we'll just use a list. Can you plus 2 lists? Is it, do I need like extend or something? Why is this red now? I have an extra one of these. Not allowed to plus 2 lists. I think extend? Still does not like that though. Okay, split off the dirs. I swear there's like a list extend. Why is my tab completion all broken right now? we have parts, extend. That edits the list. Okay. Can I just add two lists together without editing one of them? I swear I thought you could just use plus. Append? No, this is editing. That's appending to the list. Plus. That's so. Why did that not work before? So slug dot join dirs plus a list that contains file replace py with nothing. I don't know, I guess it just doesn't like this to be there instead of the variable, or maybe I just messed it up in some other way, but it didn't seem like it was working, and now it does, so rejoice. All right, let's try that. So if we go requests Wi-Fi, oh, my typing is, I think I wrecked this by changing the size of it, honestly. Request Wi-Fi expanded or not expanded. We said like requests Wi-Fi simple test. Okay, that got us there. That got us there. One thing I do wish, especially with these longer ones like this, I wish when you get to here, it would show you what's next. But when I press tab the first time, I get nothing but the ding sound. If I press tab again, then I get the list. But it's kind of like this full list, right? Like, I think it would be cool if maybe like, and I don't know how to control it, but like at this point, now that I've tabbed once, I would like it to print the subdirectories if it could. But let's maybe worry about that at a different time. I feel like that's definitely in the realm of quality of life, because this should, you know, like be functional, right? We should be able to make this work as far as like nuts and bolts actually work. Recursive file pathing is rarely easy. Yeah, recursive anything is rarely easy in my experience, honestly. Walk actually makes it pretty nice because you don't have to do the recursion yourself. You get to just pass off the recursion to something else and get back a list that ultimately has everything you need. Okay, so now let's change it to get one step closer, which is, let's have it be when you run the command. Hey, how come that one that I ran a second ago is gone? How come this is gone? from my history. What is up with that? It's not cool. Why does that wreck your history? Okay, I think maybe I had a new line. So it was technically like command new line. And then when I up arrowed, it was only showing me one line, which was the second one, which is the empty one. I don't know, but now it's there, so I'm happy. Let's change it though so that when we run it, instead of printing the exact thing that the user passed, we will print the value out of the dictionary of all those examples. Because that value should be the file, which we are going to be then copying to the device. Could eventually come back and cut out all of these write to files and the old one of this and all this stuff, but for now we'll keep it. So that we finally get to start working our way back up the chain here. So completion, for example, get back on this. That's not exactly where we want to be. We want to be, nope, I just clicked the same thing again accidentally. Let's go to right there. Okay, example. So that just says click echo example, which is, technically you could pass in more than one, but I've only been passing in one. So that's been doing that. So what we want is possible examples. That's going to be equal to this. We'll actually probably just reuse available instead of possible. Import that from command utils. So available examples, and then what we want to do is if example in available examples, then we will echo the value. Available examples, example. Else, if it was not in the dictionary, then we will just give an error message. Click seco so that we can do red. I also don't know how to do red, truthfully. FG and then a string. That's close, kind of. So the error is going to be that example, the thing you passed was not found in any local bundles, bundle examples. Boom. So that is now the full path that actually should go to the file which we want to copy onto the device. Which we can do, I think, with context.backend. It's not going to tell us the type. I think install module. Install. What's this? I think. Well, I'm in bundle. I don't want to be in bundle. I want to be in backends. Install module, yeah. Known module, uninstall. Okay, uninstall module. Finds a connected device, installs a given module name if it's available in the current module bundle, if it's not already installed on the device. We have a random print statement here. It's probably part of my changes. We'll keep it for now, I guess. Okay, so at the end of the line, this goes and it calls install module pi or install module mpy. Ours should be pretty close to pi because we're installing a pi file. Metadata. Maybe let's try to print the metadata here. Metadata. So, because if we can fake this metadata with our example file, then we might be able to just call self.install module pi. We can make it a new metadata that has the example instead of the library, right? Maybe that will work. Let's see. So we would do Circup install. What's a one? Let's do Adafruit BME 680. We've been looking at that a bunch. Okay, metadata's got kind of a lot of stuff. Turns out. Wow. It's potentially a little bit too much to be very useful. So much stuff. Why did so much stuff come out? Mod names. We should get rid of mod names. Okay, let's get rid of mod names. Try that again. Except now it's already installed, so let's uninstall it. Or actually, we could... No, I'm not using that. I have another PR that's in that adds the upgrade command. But for one thing, I don't want to bring in another new thing into this testing, but also I'm not in a branch that has that, so can't use it anyway. What? Is BME not a file? Is BME a directory? I thought that was a file one. Let's check that though. Oh, I didn't do dash pi. That's the problem. Okay, that's an MPY. It's an MPY. So we want to go back. We want to just uninstall again, uninstall, and then we can just install with dash pi. There's our metadata. Okay, so now we can see that. That's fine. Let's go look inside of install module pi. To be overridden. Okay, let me look at the disk one, I guess. I wish there was an easy way to tell what class I'm in. Can I, if I hover this, does it tell me the class? Okay, it does. Web back. So this is web. Let me find the other one. Disk backend. So that is going to grab path out of metadata. It is going to say if os.path.isDir source path. Path. Where's path? Path goes to the bundle. And in my case, it goes to the Python file. So that's saying if it's a directory, which in our case it's not, it's a file. So we're going to be in here. Target OS base name, source path, target path. Okay, that's going to be our problem right there. That says install module pi. That's hard-coded to go to the library path. So that's going to, whatever we pass to it, it's going to copy it to... It's going to copy it to lib, which is what we want for libraries, which is what this code is written to do. But now that I want to reuse it for something else, library path. So it looks like actually this used to have an argument. Okay, what if we just say metadata location, and then in here we say if location is none, location is self.library path. Else location, it's going to be os.path.join self.device location, and then whatever was passed in, so location. Because I don't want them to have to pass the full path to the device. They should be able to just say like, you know, lib or root or whatever. So what happens if you OS join with an extra slash? Or I guess we would pass an empty string for root? Yeah, I guess we would pass an empty string for root. I could just go back to where I was. Okay, we'll have to change this in the other backend as well, but for now I'm just doing disk. Okay, so location. So if that was empty, if location was an empty string, it would not be none, but when we joined it, we would end up with pretty much just device location, which would be the root of the device, which is what we want. So then when we go here, copy file, source path, target path. I'm going to work down here because in our case, we know we're not doing this, but eventually if we're going to add location like this, we should make it work for this too. So that's source and then dest. So dest is target path. Target path, it says, is library path, so that will be location. Location. This would be location 2. Okay. So now we should be able to call this function, pass an empty string for location, pass a dictionary that has a path that is the value that we got out of our dictionary here. So backend dot, this is technically private, so maybe we're going to change that to public. Do the old call it anyway, because it's Python. Install module py dictionary path equals this. And then location equals empty string. But we don't want to be doing this in the error one. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what that prints. Try it. Let's keep it with that, I guess. That makes it so I have to tab twice. I guess that's because there's 2 possible things. Also, we're doubled up on these slashes. That's not necessarily ideal. How did we get that? Why are we doubled up on slashes? For some reason, the ones that are not directories are doubled up. I don't know if that's going to make it break. Let me do a directory one, I guess. Let's do the simple test. Let's try to target this. Request Wi-Fi simple test. Context object is not subscriptable. Why not? Do we need ensure context or something? Is that a thing? That's it should be in main though, right? The core context object. Context dot something else. Object. Context dot object. Then backend. Okay, where to go? Where to go? Where to go? I'm about at the end of my my programming juice right now, so I'm getting like it's getting harder to find the spots where I just was. Context dot object backend install module. Okay, it did not print anything, but let's check if that installed. I'm gonna just open it because PyCharm is a little iffy on reloading sometimes. Yeah, buddy, look at that. 1208, that's right now. Request Wi-Fi, 2.3K. Let's open it up. It's got the content. Nice. Nice. That is so awesome. Okay, so I think the BME ones might fail, though. I do think the BME ones might fail because of the extra slash. Let's find out. Circup, example, BME. Smash it. Give me the 680. And let's go simple test. Did not crash. Did not crash. Refresh. BME 680 simple test. Look at that. 1208 again right now. So that works. So the double slash is weird, but it doesn't break it. Sweet. That is awesome. All right. I do think that's where I'm wrapping it up for now, though, because like I said, I'm about at the end of my programming juice for the moment. Thank you for hanging out. Everyone who watched along, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Everyone who said hi and hung out in the chat. I will be back on Friday for Deep Dive. So join us over on the Adafruit channel on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. That's on Friday over on the Adafruit channel. I'll be there stepping in for Scott this week, and then I should be back next weekend as well at the normal time here on my channel, 10 a.m. Central Time on Saturday. So I will see you then. Hope everyone has a good day, good rest of your weekend. And thanks again for watching. And yeah, I will see you all later. Thanks for hanging out.